Hey friends, how are you doing today? Please tell me that you're not wearing your winter coat out in the garden anymore. It's currently May the 12th, and this morning when I woke up, the high was 38 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what's going on with the weather this year, but I'm just gonna keep on planting and growing. It's officially grow time, as this box says, and we have lots of fun and new shrubs from Proven Winners to unbox today. This morning after breakfast, I went over to our local nursery, not because I needed any new plants, but because the nursery seems to always be calling my name. They were actually really picked over following Mother's Day, so I didn't buy anything. I got home and lo and behold, there were these two boxes sitting on the porch. Grace, what are you doing today? Oh wow, these plants look really, really healthy. Oh my goodness. This rose is about ready to bloom right now. All right, let me get you in a little bit closer. Grace is already getting to work on breaking down the cardboard for us. Look at how healthy and well packaged this rose is. This is reminiscent pink rose, and I want to plant 3 of these right in front of our sunflower bench. Oh my goodness, look at these. Look how healthy these plants look. These are the reblooming lilacs. This one is called Bloomerang Ballet, and this is the plant I fell in love with when I cut all of the blooms from it early this spring and paired it with copper image tulip. Oh my goodness, look at this. You know what? These butterfly bushes actually look like lilacs. Here you go, Grace. Oh my word. Look at this. Okay, we didn't get a surprise shrub, but that is okay with me because the quality of these shrubs is fantastic. So this is a spring blooming, cascading butterfly bush. Oh my, doesn't it look like willow eucalyptus and a lilac? I would never know that was a butterfly bush. One more lilac. One more butterfly bush. Hey Grace, you want to take a break from composting? Check out these roses. Gracie, check this rose out. She's like, nah, ripping up boxes is way more fun than checking out roses. Look at all the blooms on this. This is the reminiscent pink. Let's take a closer look at these beautiful shrubs. This one right here is the Bloomerang Ballet Lilac. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide. And if you're wondering, Grace has moved on to the larger box. Oh dear Grace. I wanted to bring you over here to the hydrangea room where I have some Bloomerang lilacs already so you can see what they look like at 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. Now these ones are Bloomerang purple on either side of Hummingbird Way. And there's so much to love about these plants. They leaf out early, they bloom shortly after leafing out, and the foliage stays healthy for the entire growing season. Now, we used to have an old white lilac on the property, and it always was covered in powdery mildew by, I would say, late August into early September. And it was so unsightly to have this 9-foot shrub that was covered in powdery mildew each year. But the Bloomerang series does not get powdery mildew, and it still gives you lots of gorgeous lilac blooms to cut. Now these ones are starting to go over, but you can see that the blooms are a little more narrow and tubular than the older lilacs. I also like this lilac because it's still fragrant without being overpowering. So you're getting a light, subtle, gentle lilac fragrance versus a powerful, hit you in the face lilac fragrance. So you can definitely bring an entire vase of this into the house and it won't overwhelm your entire home with lilac fragrance. You'll just smell it right as you walk by. But there's a size comparison for you. There's a brand new shrub, and here's a mature one. I'm thinking of putting the reminiscent pink roses right here. They grow 3 to 5 feet tall, but only 2 feet wide. And I'd love to create a mini hedge here with these gorgeous light pink blooms. Now these are supposed to have a high petal count, amazing fragrance, and good disease resistance. So here's the thing, I live in an incredibly humid environment. If something's prone to a fungal or bacterial disease, it is probably going to happen here in my garden. So let's put these to the test. I'm going to plant them right here. I'll go ahead and cut my daffodil foliage back in about 2 weeks so they have a little more air. And let's see if they can handle that tight spacing in my hot and humid Pennsylvania garden. Now I have a confession to make. I don't really like butterfly bushes. Now I still buy them and I still have them in the garden because I can't resist any plant, but they're just not my personal favorite. They leaf out late in the growing season here. It takes them a long time to come into bloom here, and they often do die back to the ground. And I just don't really love the look of the stems or the foliage. However, this foliage looks so similar to willow eucalyptus. I think it's worth having just for that fact. I'm going to trial some in the vase and see how it holds up. I also much prefer the blooms on this to a conventional standard butterfly bush. But these are so dainty and divine, and this is just going to be this cascading fountain of blooms that grows 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. I don't know where I'm going to plant them in the garden, but I know I'm going to plant them and I know I'm going to like them. And they bloom in spring. Oh my gosh, finally a butterfly bush I can get behind. You too, Grace? Meanwhile, on the other side of the camera, are you going to clean that up? She's like, clean that up? What does that mean? I really hope I'm not the only one that doesn't like old school butterfly bushes, and some of the really old varieties are invasive in Pennsylvania, so I just like to avoid those old ones altogether. Now, I would love to know, what do you think is the most overrated shrub and the most underrated shrub? I think my picks would be the ones that we saw today. These reblooming lilacs are really underrated. I don't hear people talking about them a lot, but if you love cut flowers, if you want an easy care shrub that doesn't get sick, that maintains a nice compact height, that blooms repetitively throughout the growing season, I feel like these lilacs are the way to go. And on the other hand, I feel like in general, butterfly bushes are overrated, but maybe not this new, cool cascading variety. Well, friends, I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.